I think first, your grandfather confirmed the one thing, not speaking up. You know, you'll hold on to a bunch of little things and then you'll internalize them. And then that internalization turns into you thinking of a circumstance that you were in, possibly with somebody else where you didn't have that issue, you know, or you didn't have these problems. Now, you could have had a whole bunch of other problems with that person, but these specific issues that are bothering you internally, you didn't have with them. So then you start thinking, well, damn, I wonder if I'm even in the right situation. It's almost like you start talking yourself out of, instead of trying to find like some actual resolution in the current situation that you're in, you start talking yourself out of it slowly. And while you're mentally talking yourself out of it, you're identifying other faults that they have. Now, all the other faults that they have are things that wouldn't bother you, but you didn't like them. You start to amplify those. And then your habit, like what you're feeling is gonna come out in every area with that person. You know, like I was joking at the beginning, the breathing, the snoring, the whatever, all those other small things that you're gonna have to live with. If you love with a person, you love the crust of a person. You know what I'm saying? You love them at their crummiest, you know what I'm saying? And you love them at their best. Those crummy things you're disgusted by when you're in that mind space and you try to talk yourself out of it. You know, you try to make this person essentially an enemy in your head so that you can feel comfortable escaping from them, you know, in my
Also,
experience.
so you said men do self-sabotage as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've loved a person so much and I didn't want to break up with them because it might have been their circumstance like, damn, this is I can't leave them in this situation. You know what I mean? Even though it was their situation that they created, I felt like as their partner, you know what I'm saying, as their man, I couldn't just leave them like that. So I would do stuff to make them essentially leave me or make them
Yeah.
react and boom. And then they would do something. And you know what I would do? I would get mad. Oh, how could you do that to me? Nigga, this is what you wanted to happen. And it happened. It maybe didn't happen in the way you thought it would happen. It might have happened extra disrespectfully. And then you try to flip it. And you know, it's all about self-sabotaging, but then self-soothing, like making yourself feel like you the victim of something. But no, you the victim of what you wanted to happen.
Yeah, I can agree with
Preach.
that, Jay. I mean,
Gaslighting.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Like I've been a person that like I've self-sabotaged before because and the reason why I've done it is because like you know what you can do and what you're supposed to do, but you're not choosing that route. So I think that like you lean on creating situations where there's going to be chaos so that you don't patch things up, and then it becomes a reason for you to get angry and just continue to keep doing the BS that you're doing. So I can't agree in just our personal experience that you do self sabotage because you just don't want to be in that space. I mean, sometimes you just want to go out here and be in the streets, right? You just want to go out there and be hot, but and it's just kind of speaking on just having a good thing. And then when I asked the question as to why, how do we get here? Go ahead, Hank. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Jay, I don't know why you do this, dog. You know how this goes for me. You know, it goes into a situation where somebody's going to say something later on and put a message in your chat or send you a direct message talking about you need to get Hink off her because that motherfucker's crazy. But if that's what you want, here we go. Yeah, we talked about it on King Talk. So, ladies, if y'all don't had the opportunity to check out King Talk on Tuesday nights, be sure to check in. Y'all will be very entertained and y'all will learn a lot. I promise you, ladies, you will. Not just speaking to you ladies on the panel, but just the ladies in the chat as well. And one of the things we talked about, how men is having conversations vulnerable conversations with other men, right? We talked about that, yeah. And Weenie kind of pushed back on me and disagreed with me. But just like what your grandfather sit there and said, he didn't tell it. He didn't want to disturb the peace. And you had a lot of men in that time was more like that. They took that mindset. I remember hearing my uncle, happy wife, happy life. But then I watched the abuse that he's going through and like, what is happy about? She's happy. She's good. Are you pissed off? You know what I'm saying? And don't have really no outlet to say, because why? If you come to the barbershop and say that shit, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get laughed at. So Will Smith got laughed at when he was crying and upset about his wife speaking about her cheating at the red table. Men and women mocked the man. I mean, we literally mocked the man. Tyrese, same way. Now, I'm not going to sit there and lie. I've been guilty to do it. But I said from this day forward, I will not do that shit no more. Now, if the shit happens right in front of me and I see the shit go on, like, come on, what the fuck is you think? You too old for this shit. And I'm going to have a conversation with him. But I'm not going to do that shit no more because, man, I don't know what happened in the back, on the back end. I don't. So I'm going to let all the facts come out before I even give my opinion on it or even say something or mention something on it. I'm going to. That's the 2024, ladies, what do we say? It's 2024, we're going to do something different. Ain't what Girl Balance said. Got new glasses, new avatar. We're doing something different. So that's my different, right? That's going to be it. As young men, I expect young men to trick off their spot. You know, men in the, their teens, 18, all the way up to about 20 something. But then once you get to that 30 mark, I expect you by then to learn from tricking yourself off that spot. By then, you ought to have enough experience, life experience, either by word or by you doing, to know, hey, I can't keep doing this. This shit is not beneficial to me, especially if it could cost you your freedom or your life. You can't be going to the club just because some dude looking at your girl. Well, maybe you got a nice looking woman. And to me, I think that's a compliment. You will want to have a woman look nice enough. The guys. Now, as long as she doesn't get violated with hands. As long as he doesn't put hands on her, say all you want. She home with me. She gonna walk out with me. We getting in our car. We out of here. You stuck with that beast. So it matters none. Don't get yourself off your square. And unfortunately, a lot of guys, even my age guys, are doing that. They're allowing that to happen. Off the most pettiest things that I don't understand on. Another thing is we constantly shame people about going to therapy. Man, look, like Rilla said, I won't shame you. I understand. I benefited. I benefited from it. So if you say that's what you do, man, I understand. And there's all forms. Whether it's with your dudes in like an AA meeting type setting, we at the shop, cigar smoke, drinks being sipped on, and we just unload, getting it off our backs, or we on somebody's damn couch. Doesn't matter. There's different forms. You just got to make sure you go to a place where you can feel like you can let that shit off. A safe place where you could be, they won't judge you or you won't feel a certain type of way to the point where you're not even willing to share no more. That's the worst. That kills a man out.